and today I'm going to be talking about the Insurgent movie that came out like last week, so I am just really late on this bandwagon. Now that I think about it, I'm like always late to bandwagons, but whatever. So a main problem with this review is I read this book like 2 or 3 years ago, so it was a really long time. So I don't remember a lot of small details from the Insurgent book, but I do remember some big, I guess, plot points. And when I was watching the movie and then I would see those plot points coming, I'd be like,
oh yeah, I remember that. Kinda, not really, but I know that happened.
I don't know how to feel about this movie because they definitely added a lot. I think it's because in Divergent, for some unknown reason, they just felt the need to change a lot of things. And if you do that, then you have to change even more things if you progress in the series because, like, you have to keep up with that. Pop Percy Jackson. So was it accurate to the book? I think it got some major plot points, but I know that there are definitely a lot of changes. That if you recently read the book, then I don't think you'd enjoy it because I know I watched it with a friend who, like, finished it the day that we watched it, and she was like, What?
This didn't happen. Why didn't this happen? Ah, directors, Hollywood, why?
But I guess I did enjoy some of the changes. I don't think it would be fair for me to rate this movie from a book to movie adaptation because I read the book so long ago, so I don't even know how closely adapted it is. But as a movie alone, I guess it would be okay. I honestly think that only people who have read the books would enjoy it. Oh, now I'm going to be talking about parts that I guess that if you haven't seen the movie that you shouldn't be hearing about. So, bye, I guess. So first, let's talk about the characters. Okay, let's just start off with Tobias's mom. What the heck? She looks younger than Tobias, and I know that Theo James is 30 years old. He's playing an 18-year-old. I'm not gonna lie, I did not like, and I still do not like Theo James as Tobias. Because in the books, Tobias is seen as sensitive, and he can also be totally kick butt, but then he just has so many layers to him. He's like an onion. But then you have Theo James, and in my opinion, he's a great actor, but he just looks like he's going to punch you in the face. But Tobias seems like he's gonna punch you in the face, but then ask if you're okay. And if I'm remembering correctly, didn't Tobias not even know about his mom being alive? He was like,
What? My mother?
And now he's like,
factionless people. I'm gonna try to fight all 50 of them with only me and this other small, underdeveloped girl, Triss. Oh, and her abnegation brother. Yes, let's do this.
But then, of course, he fails, and then he's like,
Fine. I'm Tobias Eaton.
Why did you do that in the first place? I mean, your chances of winning against like 20 factionless people were really slim. I mean, the fight scenes were cool, but just, unnecessary, man. Unnecessary. And then talking about the fight scene, let's just, Caleb, foreshadowing to how annoying he will become in Allegiant. It's so real. I mean, Ansel Elgort, good congrats on your acting, but, Caleb, the character that he was bugging me throughout the entire film. Like, it was funny, but it was still bugging me so much how Caleb he was. Like, while he was watching his sister be beat up, he was still just like,
What do I do? What do I do? I mean, I'm holding this giant stick, but I don't want to hit the guy that is currently killing my sister.
It just bothered me so much. But there was a lot of foreshadowing, and I appreciated that. But I think my favorite character of all of this has to be Peter. And in the books, he was like one of my least favorite characters. But in the movie, he was just so wonderful, and I'm really appreciating Miles Teller. I think that's the name of the actor. I just really appreciate the way that he is portraying Peter. He was bringing funny moments to everything. And honestly, in the films, I probably like Peter and Triss more than Tobias and Triss. And now I totally ship for Triss. But Peter was just a lot less annoying than Tobias in my opinion. Speaking about Fortress, sex. So, Triss, you're in the middle of a war and you're gonna risk the chances of getting pregnant. Got it. I'm pretty sure it didn't happen in the book, so I don't really think it was necessary to put it in the movie. I guess the movie really was focusing on the romance and the action. So speaking about romance and action, they just totally like erased all of the PTSD drama, all of the character drama, all of the like depth of characters and all the issues that they were doing, and then boom, fighting and kissing. Like for example, Triss's PTSD, like in the books, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of did annoy me, but it was totally understandable, so I lived with it because, you know, the whole shooting Will. But in the movie, she's just carrying around guns just so casually. But I'm glad that they kept the Will thing, like how she felt about Will and killing him. And I honestly really did like the candor scene when she was trying to fight the serum, but she was all like,
I killed Will and Shailene. Why are you such a good actress? I mean, your literal goals.
And another character, Uriah. Uriah in the books is just a wonderful character, and he's like the Peter of the books. He's bringing humor to all the situations, but at the same time, he's like really good. But in the movie, he 2 lines, that's it. Was he even necessary? Did he even need to be in there? It made me angry because I actually liked Uriah. And maybe one of the biggest changes of all, the box. I have conflicting feelings about the box. I really think that her trying to go through the 5 factions to open the box, I thought that was cool, even though I don't think it followed the book, but it's been a long time since I read the book, so I don't really remember. But then the other side of this box. Okay, so you scan someone's face to see what faction they're in, but that doesn't make sense because you can choose the faction that you want to be in. So how would scanning someone's face be able to see what faction they're in? Because, like, what? It's someone's own choice. And then the percentage of how divergent you are? Was that in the book? I don't even know, but it's like, what? No. What? And then, of course, Triss was the chosen one. Janine, why are you even surprised? I mean, this whole thing just goes back to Triss. So, of course, she would be the chosen one. I did like the ending. And if I haven't read Allegiant, I'd be like super pumped for like the next movie because that was, because I liked the way it ended. But then you get to Allegiant and Veronica Roth. What happened? What happened? Why? And another problem I had with the box were like those little octopus arms or whatever that were connecting her to, what is it called? Production or scenario? Like, oh, man, the name escapes me. Well, I said that I was only going to be talking about characters, but I just went, like, my whole review was just that. And this is kind of random, but did anyone's eyes have a hard time focusing on the screen? Like, because, like, the camera was just moving so quickly that you couldn't focus, and I was starting to get, like, a headache because I was trying to, but it just wasn't happening. So I think that's all my thoughts on the Insurgent movie, and I don't know how to rate this. I'm very conflicted. But thanks for watching! Bye!
Do I have like a southern accent? Because I live in a technically southern state, but I don't think I have a southern accent. And apparently I've been saying cantaloupe my whole life, but it's cantaloupe.